Hawk has come back to the Wrestling Rundown.
I should have seen that one coming.
I'm kind of surprised you did.
Yeah, me too.
It's a Raw review.
Yeah, it is.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all you bitches out there, and you ho-ho-hos. He's
back and he's aggressive.
Going full swing into this Raw review here.
Yeah.
Because there was no indie news this week.
Nope.
Short week this week.
Yeah, we're gonna do some end of the year and some videos extra this week, but yeah, we got nothing to soften the blow. We're just gonna go right into Raw. What'd you think about Raw? Me too.
I mean, I did not like it.
Yeah. Man.
I found there to be a lot of enjoyable qualities.
Yeah, there were a few things.
The only thing of Titus O'Neil on the screen was a recap of him getting beat up. So
yeah, you didn't get to witness that last week. So, well, let's see. What should we start with? Enzo and Cass beat down Rusev and Jinder Mahal. To the probably wasn't the smartest decision that Enzo's ever made, considering the giant bruise that he had on his ass after getting beat down last week.
Enzo, call Isaac Christian.
Ask Cream.
They'll share with you.
Well, Jericho was there. That's Jericho's ass cream. It's not Christian's.
Well, unless you ask Jericho.
Then it's Christian's.
That's totally Christian's.
Yeah, so we're setting up more of the Rusev Big Cass feud. That's happening.
It's a thing.
Let's see. We had some cruiserweight stuff happen.
Yeah. Neville beat up a guy.
Yeah, yeah, a guy named TJ Perkins.
Oh, yeah. First ever cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
He ended up stopping a wheelbarrow bulldog and dropped down into a pin. And then Neville fucking went off when Charlie decided to try and get an interview with him. And he just ripped the crowd apart. I love that Neville...
He really even, ripped into WWE.
Yeah. Neville's doing a really good job with this. He's getting to express himself way more than he ever did as a face. So it's very good for Neville. Plus, he talks about how on 205 Live, he's going to get a chance to beat the Cruiserweight Champion and show that he really is the king of the Cruiserweights. And we actually had the Cruiserweight Champion in a match against Arya Daivari, where Rich Swann ended up picking up the win with a rich kick. And then Rich was, kind of responding to what Neville had said earlier and talking about what's going to happen on 205 Live, and then Neville whooped the shit out of him.
If I whipped the shit out of him, he literally whipped him into the LED board on the side of the ring.
He rolled up the LED board, and then he did the red arrow to his back, which was pretty gnarly. And then we had Daivari give... he didn't really talk about the match. He talked more about Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, he was blaming the fact that he lost that match on Jack Gallagher.
Because Jack Gallagher is a scoundrel. And Jack Gallagher didn't like that. He ended up walking up to him and said, "Hey,"
he besmirched his honor.
He was like, "Hey, you're besmirching my name, and I'm going to give you the chance to take back the words that you said." And he goes, "No, you are a scoundrel." And then he challenged him to a duel. He slapped him with a glove, and now we have a gentleman's duel on 205 Live. Please don't let that suck. No promises, though.
Yay, WWE.
We had some ladies action.
We did.
We had
Jax squished Scarlett.
Yeah, Scarlett Bordeaux making an appearance on Monday Night Raw, and she got squished because apparently her idol is Sasha Banks. Well, you get squished. Then we also had Bayley, who earlier in the night had given a Dusty Bear to Goldust, which we'll talk about in a second, was destroyed by the club. But she would end up going and talking about how she beat Charlotte 3 times in a row. She's the #1 contender for the Women's Championship. And then Charlotte's like, "Oh, by the way, my shoulder was up. but I'll give you another shot tonight.
As long as Whorehouse Barbie can be the referee.
So we had special guest referee Dana Brooke, who's going to call it right down the middle, and she didn't do a very good job of that. She ended up getting a belly to Bailey, and that took her out for the better part of the match. And then we got the short little Teddy Long.
Teddy Long.
Not Teddy Long referee run out. And
Teddy Oblong. By the way, completely off topic here. There's a game you can play online. You can buy it through Steam if you're part of the Steam community. And it's basically an interactive video game where you make decisions and then the video progresses based on the decisions you make. And I think it's called Virtual Morality. And Chapter 1 is called Who Killed Teddy Long. But it has nothing to do with actual Teddy Long.
Oh. I was going to say, like, they just put...
Apparently there's a dude who's hosting a party and his name just happens to be Teddy Long.
Holla, holla, holla. But yeah, Bailey ends up hitting a belly to Bailey on Charlotte. Referee tries to make the 3 count. Dana Brooke pulls him out and says, What are you doing? I'm the referee. You don't get to make the decision. I'm the referee. Bailey ends up getting pissed off. I think she ends up throwing Dana back in the ring.
Chase her around the ring.
Oh yeah, and then she gets back in, and then Charlotte ends up rolling Dana
up. Bailey got down, counted 3.
And Charlotte is the
and
number
a
one
wacky wave and inflatable arm flailing 2 men announced Charlotte the winner.
Bailey got rolled up by Charlotte, used the ropes, Dana made the count, so...
She used the ropes, she held the tights, grew a 3rd arm, put it in her eyes, and won the match.
Oh, man. Yeah, so last week with the backslide, that didn't happen anymore, so now Bailey's got to win probably in 2 weeks, and then she'll get her shot at the championship. Let's see. Oh yeah, the club destroyed the Dusty Bear. Anderson ripped the head off. Apparently Cody Rhodes didn't like that very much. He took to Twitter. He didn't appreciate that segment, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Probably wasn't the best idea to do, but I mean...
WWE, 2 years in a row, offending people by making comments and or gestures about dead people.
Well, Goldust didn't take too kindly to it either. He proceeded to whoop the shit out of Carl Anderson for a good portion
in their
of the
tag
match.
team match.
Yeah.
Which happened.
Just in real life. Goldust beat the shit out of Carl Anderson. Yeah, but eventually, because they are the club, and they're not going for the tag team titles, they get a chance to win.
Yeah. And
Anderson ended up rolling up Goldust and pulled the jumpsuit.
He tried. Just looked like he was confident field.
He's just trying to grab a big
He's
old...
just like slapping Goldust on the ass a couple times.
A big old handful of Goldust ass.
There's enough there to get a couple handfuls.
I think...
What about Shining Stars versus my new favorite tag team, Darren Young and Bo Dallas?
I was putting that in our overarching storyline because that's kind of where it fell. We had one other thing. We had a rematch for the tag team titles where I like this end. The end was really good for this. But I mean, you made a good point when the match started that the New Day made the poorest decision they possibly could by putting Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston against Cesaro and Sheamus. Like, Big E should have probably been in. They probably would have stood more of a chance had they had the bigger guy in the match. Still a good match, though. Yeah. Still some great work from Sheamus and Cesaro, which ended up working out in their favor. After Kofi got taken out, Cesaro was about to get the honor roll from Xavier Woods, but a blind tag from Sheamus allowed Sheamus to bro kick Xavier Woods out of the air and then pin him, and they retain the tag team titles. Now, this probably won't be the last time we see Cesaro and Sheamus take on the New Day.
Wait a minute. Saying that WWE has a pattern of repeating matches over and over again until we get tired of them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll find some sort of loophole where something didn't go right. And
Lubio.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, there's going to be something and they'll have another match. But don't worry, because we'll get another match next week, or maybe in 2 weeks, where the Club and the Golden Truth will face each other, and the winner gets to go to the Rumble and get a tag team title shot, and it'll be the Club versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
In a tag team apocalypto.
What? Apocalypto?
Yeah. Did you not see that?
The movie?
No. The tag team apocalypto.
No.
At Total Nonstop Deletion.
No. I didn't watch Total Nonstop Deletion.
Goodness. It's my turn to force you to watch something from the Hardy compound.
I did watch a couple of I don't know. We'll talk about it after the video. But yeah, so now the entire there are so many segments. Oh, by the way, Goldberg is going to be on next week.
Hey, Goldberg, welcome back.
There are so many segments that involve Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Braun Strowman.
AKA Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. One of the best things that Kevin Hawk said the entire 3 hours that we spent watching Raw. So we open up with Stephanie, who had some fun with the Chicago crowd, taking a jab at Punk.
Yeah.
Which was pretty well done. It was a well played jab on her part. Then we had Seth and Roman come out. Both of them wanted a shot at Braun Strowman, and then Stephanie, like they started like telling each other who should have gotten it or who deserves the match, and then they talked about how one of them, maybe they should just get together and do what they used to do as the Shield. Maybe they should powerbomb them through the table. And then Stephanie decided to troll the crowd again and be like, well, SmackDown's in the same exact building tomorrow, so there might be a lunatic fringe in here, so maybe we can get the Shield back together. Oh yeah, she even threw her fist out. She got really excited. She wanted to be Dean Ambrose for a second. But then she said, oh yeah, by the way, that's not going to happen. We're not going to get a Shield reunion, blah, blah, blah. Instead, we're going to get Seth Rollins getting a match against Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns will be defending his United States Championship in a match against an opponent of her choosing. And then we had Jericho talk to Braun Strowman and start saying all these things that Seth was saying.
Rumored to be saying.
All these rumors, trying to get him a little bit more amped up to destroy Seth Rollins. Kind of worked because then we had him...
In the list of Strowman. Squash it down, man.
So we got a little bit more of him. We had Jericho talk to Stephanie about how stupid it was that Mick Foley's giving Roman Reigns another shot, and that Jericho has to be 100 feet or 200 feet up in the air in a shark cage.
Like a sexy pinata.
Like a sexy pinata. And Stephanie's like, yeah, I hate when people use their power for
sexy
personal
pinatas.
gain, and it's awful and all this stuff. And then she decides that, this is how you go out of 2016 Raw. You give us Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for a different belt. That makes all the fucking difference. Awesome. Yeah. Then we had Braun multitasking.
Yeah.
Where he was beating. This was the part that just blew my mind. Is that you had this guy who was beating up a small man in a suit.
I don't think he was beating him up. I just think he was accosting him.
He was
aggressively asking him about Sami Zayn's location.
Stephanie walks up and was like, "What are you doing, Braun?" He's like, "I asked him where Sami Zayn was, and he didn't give me an answer fast enough." I was like, "What the fuck?" But he doesn't get reprimanded for that. Instead,
Braun Strowman's favorite hobby is pop quizzes.
He demands that he gets a match. He's like, all right, I'll do the match against Seth Rollins, but I want Sami Zayn next week. I want him in a last man standing match. And Stephanie's like, cool, but everything that you want to do to Sami next week, I want you to do to Seth tonight. And he's like, okay, I can do that.
He walked away laughing.
And then he walked away. And then, you want to talk about your fun tag team match?
Yeah. So apparently the Anger Buddies, or
the sensitive trainees.
Yeah. Following in the footsteps of Team Hell No.
Yeah. In not so grand fashion.
No, Darren Young and Bo Dallas, aka Team Debo.
Along with Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest fucking... As if Darren Young and Bob Backlund wasn't a weird combination enough, you add in Bo Dallas?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Team Hellbow. What?
No, it's Team Bo Days Off.
As long as it's not Team Boner.
Well,
They were going against the Shining Stars.
for a second.
And then Braun came out.
And destroyed...
And armed himself with a Christmas tree right off the bat.
Threw it to Bo Dallas.
Well, Bo Dallas, God bless his tiny little soul, decides he's going to jump off the steps at Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman uses the tree to Negan him out of the air. I think that's the last time we're going to see Bo Dallas on Raw for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then Primo decided to try and dive out of the ring to zero effect.
Yeah,
And
he
then
clobbered Darren outside the ring.
And then I thought Epico was being smart by leaving, but then he came back in with a chair, whacked Braun, and didn't do anything. And then he got squashed.
Yeah. And then he grabbed Darren and he made Darren spear Bob Backlund.
What a douche.
But it was all
Why
because
did you
he's
do
like,
that,
hey,
Darren?
why are all these people in the ring? I have my match with Seth right now.
Yeah.
And he did. Where he threw Seth around for most of the match. Seth made a few comebacks. And then Braun shut him down. Yeah. I gotta say, like, Seth sells stuff from Braun pretty... It's pretty fun, because he can, like, when he hucks him across the ring and stuff like that. And Seth's not quite as good as selling as Sammy is, but he's still got that, like, that melted look occasionally. And speaking of Sami Zayn, Braun was doing pretty good, and then Sammy's music played, and he was ready for Sammy to come down to the ring, but Sammy was behind him, and he, like, shoved him into the ring post a couple times. So Braun technically defeated Seth Rollins by disqualification. And then after the third run into the post, he chases Sammy, goes through the crowd, fucking knocks over the guy in like an RKO hoodie, and then Gurley jogs after Sammy to the back. All the while, Chris Jericho comes down to ringside and gets in the ring, and then it proceeds to hit 2 code breakers on Seth Rollins, assuming that that's taking him out for the night, and that this will make it easier for Kevin Owens to defeat Roman Reigns.
Because that always happens.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. So Kevin Owens goes into his main event match against Roman Reigns. He's like, I've got this. Seth got hit with 2 code breakers? There's no way he's coming out for this match. Not a friggin' chance. Jericho ended up coming down.
They teleported to the ring?
Yeah. Like, his music hit and he was already at ringside. It was the teleportation of Jericho. Disappear and reappear, man. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if they waited until he got down to the bottom of the ramp to play his music. Like, Roman wasn't going to get the...
They probably missed the cue.
Whatever it was. So Jericho's down there for most of the match. It's Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens.
Proving our theory that Roadblock could have been Raw.
Oh, man. Yeah, and then...
And we're going to have this exact same match as one of the main events of the Royal Rumble.
I see what you did there. Yeah, guess what? You'll never guess who came down to ringside. You'll never guess.
Bob Backlund?
He was already down there.
He never left. He was just broken into the Mexican barricade the whole time.
Yeah. No.
Jamie Noble?
No, he's still recovering from his stab wounds.
Oh. Speaking of stab wounds, Alberto Del Rio.
Nope. still recovering from being proposed to by Paige.
CM Punk.
Unfortunately, he's trying to get back into UFC.
I don't think he's trying to get back there. I think he's still.
He's trying to get another fight.
Yeah. Seth Rollins, I bet.
Yeah! Seth Rollins, despite 2 code breakers,
Yeah, getting shit whipped around the ring.
like an hour ago, made his way down to ringside, hit a pedigree on Chris Jericho. Kevin Owens decides, okay, this will work out perfect for me. Goes out, hits a super kick on Seth Rollins, and he's like, yeah, you stay down. And then he gets right into the ring, gets hit with a spear, and Roman Reigns retains the United States Championship. And then Kevin Owens gets a pedigree, and then Jericho gets a spear. And the
Spear
crowd
degrees for everyone.
Spear degrees?
Yeah, the crowd goes mild.
Well, thanks for giving us something to look forward to in 2017, Raw, because we get Goldberg next week.
Alright, Cena's coming back on SmackDown tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for SmackDown. SmackDown's got a lot of shit going on, so yeah. Look forward to tomorrow's video of Tuesday Night Live. But for now, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click all the links. Check out the podcast. Check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans for extra videos.
It's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling.
Check out the playlist too.
Yeah, for all the videos we're going to be doing this week. We'll have a couple extra ones at the end of the week since this weekend will be the end of 2016. So yeah, check them out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
If you smell what the hawk is cooking.